Depression and suicide affects millions of people every day. I sat down with 3 counselors from Interfaith Counseling Agency to hear what they had to say about depression and suicide. Leslie Allaby, Wendy Lawrence, and Isert Bender are 3 amazing counselors who have worked for years talking and helping with teenagers and young adults. I sat down with those 3 counselors. They talked about signs to look for and ways to help a friend if they're struggling with depression.
One of the most important things you can do doesn't necessarily always feel like it's helping, but to listen.
It not being just how are you, but an actual how are you? Like, it's the tone of voice. It's how are you doing?
Because again, depression doesn't want to be talked about. So if we talk about it and say, yes, I see you. I can feel how depressed you are. I can see that and I can feel that. So I'm there with you. Now I want you to come with me. We go further together and then we do a part, right?
A smile goes a long way. To catch somebody's eye and say, hey, it's not much, but it goes a long way. And to just get that feedback back, well, wow, they smiled back at me.
So some of the signs would be a loss of interest in doing some of the things that they would ordinarily enjoy doing, sleeping more, sometimes becoming more reckless behaviors.
Right. Seeing them not interact or say they don't want to do something, like after a couple of refusals and not wanting to do something, the conversation needs to be happening. Like, what's going on, right? Tell me what's going on. So why don't you want to come? And they're going to probably be honest. They may say, well, I'm busy. Yeah, well, I'm busy. So tell me more. What are you doing? Right? When can we meet? When can we do that? It's the conversation don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from the eye contact. Don't shy away from the saying hi.
The suicide rates for men are very high right now. On average, men account for more than 75% of suicides in Canada. Many men still feel that if you open up or share about your mental health, that shows a sign of weakness.
Men are socialized to be strong and to not need help. To ask for help is admitting weakness.
It takes a strong man to admit their feelings. And I think that that's a beautiful thing for them, for somebody to stand up and say, you know what, I struggle. And how many other people can come alongside of them and say, yeah, we all struggle too. Thank you for being that first voice.
Looking after your own mental health is very important as well.
The 3 foundations, try to get good sleep, get exercise, eat healthy, those are really important for all of us. If we're not doing those things, then our brains aren't functioning at their best and they make it even harder to deal with stress. And take care of yourself and know that life is just hard and you're human. There's not something wrong with you because you're stressed or anxious or depressed. That's part of being human.
People who struggle with mental health usually struggle to find self-worth and compare themselves to others instead of just being themselves.
And it's that recognition that this is social media, that this is not real, that there are filters.
This is a moment in time, right? And we aren't intended to live 5 years from now. We're intended to live today. And so if we can do the best we can do today, means we can do the best we can do tomorrow. And tomorrow might not be as good a day, but to just continue to put one foot in front of the other. And life is not intended to do alone, so let's do it together.
The pain some people go through is sometimes more than we can ever imagine. When someone loses someone to suicide, there's always a why. But most of that time, the why will never get answered.
If they could see outside of their own pain, then they wouldn't have done it, because they would have known how much that would have hurt whoever it was, family, friends, all of those pieces. But sometimes their pain is so deep and so quiet and silent within them that the only way they can see out is to relieve their own pain and feel like that would be a rescue for everyone else, because then the rest of the world doesn't have to deal with me.
As humans, we are wired to be in relationships. Many people think you need a big friend group just to fit in.
You don't need a group of friends. You need a friend, right? So for people to find one person that they can trust and rely on and count on, that's enough. So often teens think, oh, I need this big group of friends and I have this big group of friends. That means I'm popular and it's all great, but that's not real, right? The real is we only actually need one person we can trust and rely on to be with and to be open and honest with and feel like this is a safe place to share.
Being there for someone when they need to talk to someone can mean the world to someone. There are so many ways to help people out and be there for others. Just know that everyone matters and has a place on this earth. For In Your Backyard, I'm Isert Bender.